The word of the day is nostalgia. The definition of nostalgia is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with a happy personal association. Example, watching old family photos filled me with nostalgia for my childhood summer spent at the beach. That was me, man. Are you guys nostalgic? And what are you nostalgic on?
Yeah, I often, when I take time to reflect and think on, my life, I do get a sense of nostalgia when I think sometimes on the people that I've lost, like my younger sister, about how we grew up, our childhood. And then even, friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, guys, I miss being young. Adulting is a lot. Adulting is a lot. I really do miss those moments when I was younger, where I felt freer within myself. I feel like when we grow up, we start to have a lot of inhibitions because we start to be more conscious of the world. So we limit ourselves because now the world tells us to. But when you think on the innocence of a child is so free because they have a curious nature. They want to find out. They are just, I miss that. That's what I'm most nostalgic about. The free spirit of a child, where you just don't have to think a lot. You don't have to worry too much. You just do. It's actually a conversation I was having with somebody, Ubanele, here in the studio, where you just want to go back to being a kid, where you are, you don't really think too much. You're not too much in your head. You're not living there. You are more living in the world because you've got a free spirit. You're more interested in what's happening here. You're curious. So I'm nostalgic about my childhood. I really miss little TC.
That is very nice to hear, man. So tell us at home, what are you nostalgic about, man? Because we know that people have created so many memories in the past. And what is, that moment that you would like to go back into, man? So that is being nostalgic, man, about yourself and your past, because it's all about the connection that you have with the past. So please do make sure that you share your experience with us down right there on the comment section. So Afriberry, any nostalgic moments, or are you a nostalgic person, or what, the past is the past?
I want to blues at you.
Blues.
Hey, I got how blues. That's when you like. Pela, batanga bathalohanya ke rona re daga so ra blues, but not nostalgic. So ke rata blues and
ke blues.
Who blues I guess jathapi ha take nostalgia.
Yeah, Sundays when you're playing that
song.
Music.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm also getting those vibes. Your 90s.
I can't know no, mamela ne. I can't ke actually chakalaka mara ke two separate dishes. So I want to I get rata blues go ke nanu dula ke liwane. O thola ke nwa teng, I'm like, I just start laughing. It's because I'm remembering, I'm going down memory lane.
Yeah.
So kasi ra bluesa. Written to nostalgia. But for me, my most nostalgic moment would probably have to be with my late cousin. So he passed away in 2018 when I was pregnant with my son. So it was like the very hottest year ever.
Yeah.
And can I just say, going down memory lane and remembering the things that we used to do, he covered for me so many times. He was my go-to person when I just so good say I'm dying. When I so good to know my mama gonna whoop me, I went to my cousin because we had a very deep connection. So he had a bit of a mental problem. In terms of developing, so most of the people in my family kind of treated him like a umuntu normal, and he went to school. The only problem is that he was just a bit slow. So he enjoyed spending more time with me because I treated him like an ordinary person.
You saw him.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah.
So I'd literally have moments with him, would literally chill. And then we had one of those moments where we literally make a ruckus at home. Clap and tap out of nowhere. Ah, my guy, there were chasers. And it was worse because we lived in the same street. So my grandmother would chase us from where I live. And we'd go over to my other grandmother's house where he lives to go make a ruckus. And like he loved playing the drum. I tell you, once we pull out the drum, they could never stop us. They could never stop us. That was like one of my best memories going down memory lane. No. And then the other best memory was when I had a crush on Saifo and my dad got me his numbers. It was Saifo, when he was Yo TV, and my dad got me his numbers. It was back when we were still dating Cece. Can I tell you the amount of pillow talk I had with that guy? I was like, sure,
the guy from UTV.
Yes, I had his numbers back then. Growing up as a kid. My dad is like Sipongwe. My dad, Sipongwe. My dad is a bouncer, so he had like a lot of connection in terms of like getting celebrity numbers. And he got me his numbers. Can I tell you? Everyone's like, "Hi, Saifo, how are you?" Now I just wanted to say I like the way you looked on TV today.
Guys, nepotism goes, in so many ways, man. If fuck umtanakho and the people that you work with, that's nepotism. That's the high level of nepotism people don't understand. Uyakufaka.
He's got them connections. Yeah, well, on the topic of nostalgia, I want to know from everyone, what are nostalgic shows that today that you watch, shows that make you think?
Good question.
Oh yeah, nostalgic shows that you still watch today, that you watch reruns of. I mean, I know SABC Plus still reruns abo Skudis Nice,
Vooka
kwabafile yo.
Kakabella kisajenti. Yeah, so which show? Sergeant Kokobela.
Yeah, which show from back in the day was your favorite?
But we be like Vela, obviously Sergeant Kokobela.
I mean, I have Ubadele here saying Lisilo.
Oh, Lisilo ruler.
And you know the
Lisilo.
I mean, guys, that storyline Salisilo, man, because by time, man, it changed over time, because he was no longer that scary, but that first one, that mask, that gas mask, hey, that man was scary, man. And it's something that we all wish for.
And man, that guy is like one of the living legends. I'm like, he lives in Meadowlands. Like when if we do ever get a chance to cover like living, the guy who acted like Lisilo, the first Lisilo.
Oh yeah.
He stays in Meadowlands. Yeah. I get it. He also acted on Generations when it still had Sani and Baba. Oh my God,
we should give him his flowers, man.
Yeah.
Like as one person, like if we ever do cover a living legend, I feel like we could hopefully invite him. That person is still alive and it's very humble.
Yeah.
For most of these youngins who don't know him, they will never even say that guy has had a very prolific, long career in acting. You seem like walking around flip-flops, Baba.
But
nice
I'm
guy.
With that dad.
I mean, guys, in modern context, how Mina as a, Gen Z, right, would actually describe Lisilo in modern time is actually calling on to your friend.
You're calling your friend?
Yeah, when times are tough, my friend.
Come help me sort this
come from
out
the dead and help me what is happening and come and help me. And yeah, man, it's something you're going to do.
It's equivalent to Bizamadlos.
True.
How people are treating Amadlozi like the Avengers every time.
Exactly, man. Yeah, man. I mean, Wakanda
we
forever.
Get in there, we like Pega Dluzlam. Mlandi Mbonise Akangazi lo.
It's basically what is happening, man. So abantu they should just embrace it, because now when you look at these things, because when people write, these storylines, they use what we do in our daily lives.
Yeah, true.
Maybe it's people's ancestors. They're being used in a Marvel movie. You understand? Like they all have, their own characters.
Yeah.
Understand? Their
They
own
do.
storyline.
Because they do, because when you look at There's this other show that used to play on SABC One. Now this one was a very scary show. It had Somizi's mom.
Yes, Ubizo,
the calling.
I watched that. I used to stay up to watch that. I loved it. As scary as it was, I used to get scared.
Yeah.
Which is why, for the longest time, when it came to African spirituality, a long time I used to be scared. I would really shy away from that. But growing up,
I think that's why you even
that I've educated myself more on it, and I've destigmatized it from being voodoo and being ubutagati and all that. But back in the day, they used to really portray it like abo lisilo, abo bizo. They really made it seem like such a scary concept. But I'm glad for all the shows and all the people who are trying to destigmatize it as this scary horror show. Yeah.
I think it also reminds me of the earlier version of okay, why right now I can show Max as like Queen Mujaji. But everybody knows the Rain Queen. Some of the scenes that you would see in there were very dark.
Definitely, man.
Well, very dark. You'd see a person holding a stone, and then they would cut themselves in like like they would literally fight him for Bukoshi. So sometimes it also goes back to show that sometimes being given a talent that you got blessed with from your ancestors is also scary to even accept. I think that's where the whole concept of Ubizo, the calling, comes from, because you find some people right now who actually have true callings being afraid to actually take the real calling, especially if they watch to be. They're like, because so I'm not going there.
All right, so my chat right now, is becoming, filled with those nostalgic moments. So I have Uzinzi Elizabeth Ativelapi and My Wife and Kids.
Oh, My Wife and Kids, that's another favorite.
Yo, Jay!
That was a favorite in
What's up, Michael?
That was a favorite in South African households, My Wife and Kids.
To think that I was actually watching it last week, remember? And actually made fun of me for actually watching My Wife and Kids.
It actually resonates with, most of the families.
Yeah, how family dynamics and how the loving father who's
and
the mom.
True.
Yeah.
So like even when we are watching it with a family, the young ones can also relate to the young ones. Which, no, man, daddy, this is me trying to be like this and things like that. Yeah, man. So, Utumza 6, my back in the day favorite show is Family Bonds. Abo Bongo and Bra Steve gave us a good time back in the days, man. So yeah, that is from Ustumza. Family Bonds, man, Ubongo, man, it used to be troublesome, man, with the back room.
You're trying to come up with every method to get Timber's money. The wife, Baba.
And then I have Simami Kalane. I love the 70 Lan. I would even watch Omnibus on Sunday.
Like, I remember in primary school, they used to make us watch 7 Delon so that we could learn Afrikaans. They would tell you. They would tell you to watch Seven Delon for real, so that they in Africa, because people in the school that I went to, in order for us to better our Afrikaans, they would tell us watch Seven Delon in order to get yourself accustomed to the language and to learn the language. Watch it.
Man, now I had traumatic experiences with 70 Land because you know most of the time when it transport the shil and then now you have to stay home and binge into SABC 2 and SABC 1. Obviously, you're waiting, after 70 Land, move on.
Generation then move on after.
Yeah, that's side thing about Imizwili. You don't have a choice, man. You just stay with 70 Land.
But have you seen, Uguti, like how generations before and generations now, it doesn't hit the same for y'all?
No.
Do you even still watch Generation?
No. Yeah. The last time I watched Generation, when it was Dine was still Lopi, kidnapped.
It used to be the bomb. The story
you understand, Vijay. Serious things, man.
Oh, Chris Brown even made an appearance.
Samuel L. Jackson also, man. Samuel L. Jackson also made an appearance.
Remember that Chris Brown couldn't actually walk in, so it's like bed.
Yeah, but
Yo, man,
nostalgia,
those are good times.
nostalgia
Time,
brings
bruh.
back that
Oh
that
my
feel good feeling, man. When you think about all those old school memories,
Yeah,
moments,
yeah.
soapies, TV series, everything that goes into what makes us who we are today as adults, because that's what the culture was about. Pop culture was back in those days.
Yeah, true. Because I just want to make people who are watching right now about nostalgia and what it means, and looking back into the things that you went through. So most people would consider nostalgia to be a connection with the good memories of the past. However, it is clear that nostalgia has a little to do with memories themselves. The feeling of nostalgia is actually related to emotional states, not memories. Our minds connect different emotion with time periods and places from our past, leading us to miss those experiences from our past. Literally, someone can sit down and think about what happened in 1982 and cry tears, man. Like, I wish I could, because what I remember most is my childhood. In when you're a child, you kind of not limited in a way, like you think
Like I
things
said,
that are
free-spirited,
broad.
yeah.
You are free spirited, and if you are in the right environment, you actually grow to become the best version of yourself, in which a lot
yeah.
of people have missed it. So come on, guys, be nostalgic. If it starts today, do make sure, man, that you become nostalgic yourself.
Ow.
So moving on, I have Utumele Ndiale. Idlozi likhona, liyasikhonza futhi liyasebenza. Never sleep on the dlozi.
Yes.
Dlozi protects and never disappoints. Indeed. Vumani bo.
Siyavuma.
And then BNL Spears and Azania are HTC Mo Afriberry the Dakar and Dondon. Hi BNL.
Hello, BNL.
Welcome to the Vooka Breakfast
Hello,
Show,
baby.
man. You just joined us right in time. We're speaking about nostalgic moments. What is your nostalgic moment, man? When it comes to
Your
things
memories.
things that will make you connect with yourself in the past. You understand? And another thing, nostalgia often brings a bittersweet mix of emotions, but it can also inspire creativity, reflection, but a deeper appreciation for the past. Oh, unfortunately, not that apart. But we're not there.
Yeah, Sikolab.
And then Tumza 6 are a Friday action night featured the likes of Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal. Those guys didn't die, man. That's one thing about those Steve,
Bong, bong, bong.
Hey, man, you can tell on this
Come
table
on,
where we
man.
are from.
Bruh, you
Yeah.
can tell also to your and that's
Which
what's gonna
age
be.
you are from,
But
the
you know-
era.
you know-
Walker, Texas Ranger, baba.
Guys, for me, I think a lot of experiences were taken away because now I have two brothers, So I was kind of forced to watch those things at an early young age, and I didn't understand anything. I can understand the woo, but the storyline I couldn't understand. Those things that were going on, Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, I couldn't
That
understand.
man never dies.
Aye,
Have you ever seen
Nambora,
Steven
because
Seagal
Nasa
getting
Shaperi-
Nasa Shaperi,
Hey,
Joe?
Baba, like,
Mara now it's in the karata SABC 1
Kalipon.
ka 10 o santsane ro robala ba go kana movie tsa matjana and then they're flying out of
man.
nowhere, and then there's this movie, that Chinese movie that had the lady who inhaled the whole cigarette smoked.
Yeah.
That movie.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu.
Yeah, you are speaking
Crazy
to
wild,
me.
man.
You are speaking
Crazy
to me.
Wow,
wild stuff.
bruh,
But
like,
those
I-
things really made our childhoods, and it really made everything so enjoyable.
True, definitely.
did.
That was our word of the
the
day, guys.
day.
It was nostalgia. And the question still stands. Are you a nostalgic person? Or when the past is the past? Because we have those people, Vitor, I went Chuck Norris Yoknuga. Tell me about the modern times right now. We want to focus on what is happening right now. So the question still stands, guys. Are you a nostalgic person? And if you are, tell us more of the experiences that you had, back in the days, things you used to watch, things you used to play, the games that you grew up used to play. Right now we are playing Bome Raba Raba on the phones. Man, we used to go out for these
Those
things,
were the
man.
last scotch,
Meet
Vooka.
somewhere in Fetori. This was the best Moraba Raba. We need to bring him down. You understand? Yeah, but do make sure that you stay with us on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Press the subscription button, the notification button, and comment down below to get more updates. Right now, we're going to take a short break. And then when we come back, we're going to be looking at what is trending on our social media. It's something that is interesting, which, involves the Zanzu Club in Pretoria. Things happened there, and we want to know what happened. So after the break, we're going to get deep into that. Right now, let us take a short break, and this is your weather update.